What is going on YouTube? ZJChallenger here. Today I'm having, a huge a huge issue with what I would like to call nerdgasms. I've been having a consistent issue with nerdgasms for the past roughly a week now, and I want to discuss those with you guys. I feel like you guys would be interested in hearing about that. I'm just kidding. But, really this video is to talk about the two new characters that were announced for Injustice 2, being Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle. In case you guys don't know who those guys are, hopefully you know who Wonder Woman is. We're going to talk about them as well as the Justice League trailer that was released a few days ago. We're just going to skim that considering this is a gaming channel, but all this superhero stuff is related. So I kind of felt like we should talk about all of it together, a little reaction video, a little foresight. But yeah, we're going to hop into first Wonder Woman and Blue Beetle from Injustice 2. I'm kind of excited about that. Okay. So, here are the character models for Injustice 2, Wonder Woman, and Blue Beetle. It seems like they're taking a new spin on things. They're kind of looking a little more realistic. This is the first time you've seen Blue Beetle, so it's not a big deal. He looks pretty cool. Wonder Woman, that one's a little weird to me. They changed her up. I don't know how I feel about it. I know it's not all about how I feel. I'm not going to cry and say, oh, God, I want old Wonder Woman back. But the thing is, I don't know if I'm the only one thinking this, but she kind of looks like a dude. Like, me personally, well, not me personally, it's just how she's written. She's supposed to be the epitome of, like, strength and beauty wrapped in one, and, strategy and power and everything that, women should aspire to be, which is great because she's a wonderful female role model. But this time around, they have her looking like a rock face, and it's not my favorite look for her, but that's, I guess that's okay. But I don't know. I personally don't like it. I know in the last game she was great, but this time around, her character power, it does not involve her switching between a lasso and the rope, or the lasso and the sword and shield. She can use them both in the same fight style. So that's exciting. We get to see her change. She looks a little more brutal, looks a little more accessible. She was already good in Injustice 1, but I'm totally excited to get my hands on her and see how she plays this time around. Now, who I'm more excited about, more than anyone else, I don't want to say more than anyone else, is Blue Beetle. He was heavily asked for in the last Injustice. He was in polls and whatnot. Hopefully, maybe a new main. I don't know. I talked about Atrocitus before, but I don't know if you know the story behind Blue Beetle. Jaime Reyes, a high schooler, he came into contact with what was called a scarab. It was a Blue Beetle. It's a separate entity. It attaches to his body. It had a mind of its own. It kind of made him want to take over. Like the entity itself wanted to take over the country, or take over the world. It's called the Light, or the Reach. I believe it's the Reach. It turns itself into multiple weapons and whatnot, so we get to see him have projectiles and swords and shields and whatnot. So that's going to be super exciting. I don't know if you saw Injustice or Young Justice, the old show on Cartoon Network, but that's where he came from. Super hyped for him. I saw a super for him. He turns his hands into maces. He like beats the shit out of you, turns them into little cannons, and he shoots you. He has a whole lot to offer, and I'm super excited. He's going to be like the new wave, you know what I mean? The Young Justice guys are basically like, the new Teen Titans, I guess you could say. So I'm super excited to check them out. So that's, I think that'll be a wrap for our Injustice 2 characters. Next, we're going to talk about the Justice League trailer. This is Ezra Miller, you see on the screen. Now, if you've been watching The Flash at all ever since that became a thing on television, then you know that he's the guy who's going to be on TV on the movie side versus Grant Gustin, who is on the television series. Don't know how I feel about him, but they're taking a new approach on him. I don't really know. Next, we're going to talk about Jason Momoa, who is playing Aquaman. That, at first, I didn't know what to think, but it's Jason Momoa. The guy's a badass. You know what I mean? He's Samoan. You know what I mean? He said himself. Somebody said, "Hey, can you swim?" He said, "I'm Samoan, dude." Of course. So he's very charismatic, super badass. As you can see, the look on his face looks like he's gonna push Bruce Wayne through, like, the ceiling or whatever. So that should be super exciting to see a completely new take on Aquaman and see him actually look cool for once. I'm excited for that because before, I don't want to say before Injustice, but before any of that, I wasn't too fond of him. But he's a total badass this time around, as you can tell from this shot right here. I'm super excited to see what he's going to be about this time around. I think they'll do something good with him. And last but definitely not least, we have Cyborg here, Victor Stone, being played by Ray Fisher. I don't know who Ray Fisher is. Never seen a movie with the guy in it. Never seen anything about him. This is him. This is Victor Stone before he becomes Cyborg. We got an allusion to how he's gonna look and everything in the movie. Him being created in the Batman vs Superman movie. So this is him in cyborg form. It looks super badass. They didn't show any action, but they did tease the crap out of us. So we get to see what comes up in the near future for Justice League. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully DC can get it right this time around. ZJChallenger's final thoughts on all that good stuff. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy.